Hello, in this video, we will introduce logical operators. The logical operators in Python are not, and, or. They can be used to create a compound Boolean expression. Now, this is the table of these operators, not, and, or. Not is logical negation, and is logical conjunction, or is logical disjunction. So negation is not true is false, not false is true. And if P1 is false and P2 is false, P1 and P2 is false. Now for P1 and P2 to be true, both P1 and P2 must be true. So here is true, true, that is true. And this is the or if one of these two, P1 and P2 is true, and the result is true. Now we're gonna write a test program using all these operators. We're gonna prompt the user to enter an integer. So this number is divisible by 2 and divisible by 3. So then we're going to print number is divisible by 2 and 3. This we use or if number is divisible by 2 or number is divisible by 3. So the result here is printed. This is divisible by 2 or 3. Now we're going to write this condition here. This number is divisible by 2, or number is divisible by 3. And not number is divisible by 2 and number is divisible by 3. So this is, the number is divisible by 2 or 3, but not by both at the same time. So let's use a test case here. I'm going to look at this number. If the number is 6, so 6 is divisible by 2 and 3. And also 6 is divisible by 2 or 3. Let's pick the number is 15. Now 15 is divisible by 2 but not a 3. So 15 is divisible by 2 or 3. And here 15 is divisible by 2 or 3 but not both. This is called exclusive or. For this two, you have this one or the other. It cannot be both. If both the same, the result is false. So I'm going to write this here. If number is divisible by 2 or number is divisible by 3, and this is to print number is divisible by 2 or 3. Now please note that in Python, you can use the comparison operators, write the expression like this. So here is x is less than or equal to 1, and you can also write here at the same time x is greater than or equal to 0. So this is the same as you write this two together. X is greater than or equal to 0, and with this and x is less than or equal to 1. So you can combine this all in one, or you can write it separately with the and. Now, I'd like to mention that for this and or or operators, they are called short circuit or lazy operators. So because when you evaluate P1 and P2, Python first evaluates P1. If P1 is false, then you don't have to evaluate P2. So only if P1 is true, then you evaluate P2. So this is called short circuit. Once you know P1 is false, you don't have to go to evaluate P2. For this P1 or P2, if P1 is true, then you don't have to evaluate P2. So this is the way how it is evaluated in Python. So this is, they're called short circuit or lazy operators. That is all for this section on logical operators. See you on the next video.